Welcome to Busy Garden Life. Today I am super excited because I am making pepper jelly. Now I love the pepper jelly because it is a great appetizer over cream cheese served with crackers for the holidays, and I especially like it because it's a great gift for the kids' teachers. It's something unique, it's something easy, it's something that I'm gonna have in my pantry. So I'm gonna do one batch today, and then once I get more peppers, I'm going to do another batch so that I have some more for our pantry. But I'm not just using, I'm using peppers out of my garden, but this year, which I mean it tends to be every year, they just the peppers kind of trickle in a little bit here, a little bit there, and so for me, I don't necessarily have enough peppers to make my pepper jelly all at once. So what I do is I put them in the freezer. So I chop them up nice and fine. I use my food processor to do that. You don't have to. You can chop them as large or as fine as you want to, depending on how you even like your pepper jelly. I tend to like them a little bit more fine, just because I use it more as a dip. So for me, I chop them up coarsely, and then I throw them into the food processor, process them nice and fine, and then I squeeze a little bit of that liquid out that you get, just because it can tend to get a little bit watery as you're processing it. And then I put them in a jar, and I just kind of add to this jar. When you are freezing in a jar, though, make sure that it is a wide mouth, straight jar. You don't want anything with the shoulder, otherwise the glass will break. All right, so make sure that you're using these type of jars. And then I just add as I go. My peppers, typically when you're making pepper jelly, you want to use 3 large peppers. I'm using all green peppers because that's what I have, but if you want even a prettier jelly and nice and colorful, you can use a red, a yellow, orange, green. You can kind of mix and match to what you have. If you have the larger peppers, typically one is about 1 cup. So you want at least, you want about 3 cups of peppers. So again, I'm just gonna use the green peppers because that's all I have. And I just add it to my jar as I go until I have the 3 cups, which I finally have reached. So now that I have the 3 cups, we're gonna kind of put them in here. Oops, that one area is not thawed all the way yet. Get a knife and break it up. You do wanna thaw it out a little bit so that you can get it out of the jar, right? I had it sitting in some hot water and I thought maybe I thawed it out enough, but maybe not completely. Not that middle section there. All right, I'm gonna put it in some hot water real quickly to let it thaw the rest of the way so that I can get the rest of it out. So that's the green peppers. We want 3 cups of that. And then the last thing we want is, the next thing we want is a 1/4 cup of jalapenos or spicier peppers. Now, the spicier you want your pepper jelly, the more seeds you want. That was about 2, I would say it was about 2 jalapenos usually. Again, I've been freezing those as I go, and I just kind of took a 1/4 cup. I just took a 1/4 cup out. I gotta switch angles because Matthew doesn't like the camera over there. I took about a 1/4 cup out. Now, sometimes as you freeze the hotter peppers, it can lose some of the hotness, but not all the time. So you could use jalapenos. I have a bunch of other peppers here that are, great for salsas and jellies and things like that. I don't really know what they are. I know I have some Anaheims and some Hungarian, but I'm not sure which is which, to be honest with you. I have these stored in a different jar. I didn't need them because I had enough jalapenos. But if you don't have enough, just know that you could really use whatever peppers that you wanted to use in order to get, it's peppers. We're making pepper jelly in order to get what you needed out of it, right? So I took the peppers out this morning. I've been kind of thawing them in hot water just to get it out a little bit. The jalapenos, because I didn't have to use the whole jar, I just kind of started chipping away a little bit at it, and that was it. So you can mix fresh with the frozen if you have that in your garden as well. It's kind of up to you, but for me, this is easy. I can add to things, and then when I'm ready and I have enough, I can make my pepper jelly. I have about an hour until I have to take my son to soccer, so I'm hoping to get this done really quickly, an hour, because I don't have to chop anything up. So let's get the rest of the peppers in here, and we're gonna take it to the stove and add the rest of our ingredients. All right, so we've got all of our peppers in here. To that, I'm going to add 1 cup of apple cider vinegar. Now, I must say that I have my water bath canner going, starting to get that water nice and hot. And then in the oven, I have my jars. I have 8, this is supposed to make 6 pints, or I mean half pints, 8-ounce jars. And I have 8 of them in there just in case, because I always feel like sometimes there's more than what the recipe calls for. So we'll see, but I wanna make sure I have enough. So I'm going to get this going on high because we wanna bring it up to a nice boil. And I'm gonna add our pectin in right away. It's 6 tablespoons of pectin. If you're using, yeah, honey, yeah. What? We need some snacks. You wanna get those Ritz crackers for snacks? Hmm? All right, sorry about that. So we have, if you're using the packets, it's about 1.5, a little bit less than 1.5 packets of the pectin. Yeah. So we have this on high. We're gonna bring it up to a boil, make sure that it becomes a rolling boil. You do, with the pepper jelly, wanna make sure that you are stirring pretty consistently. You don't want, the pectin to be overcooked by sticking to the bottom of the pan. You don't want the peppers to overcook because it's just not going to taste good in your jelly, right? So, which kind of goes for anything. Anytime I make jelly, I try to stay as close to it as possible so that it doesn't burn. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to go and let this come up to a boil. And then at that point in time, we will add our 5 cups of sugar. Here it's almost coming up to a boil already. When you have it on high, it goes really, really quickly, especially with an induction stove. So what I love about pepper jelly is there's really not that many ingredients. You have your peppers, apple cider vinegar, pectin, and sugar, and that's about it. So super,
like scrambled eggs.
It's super quick and easy.
It looks like scrambled eggs.
Looks like scrambled eggs. All right, so let's add, kind of been a rolling boil here. We're gonna let it just rolling boil, meaning you can't stir it down, and that's where we're at. I'm actually gonna turn it down just a little bit here. And let's add our 5 cups of sugar. 1, it seems like a lot, but 3, 4, oops, that's a little bit extra, but the other one didn't have as much. And we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna incorporate all of that sugar. And we're gonna bring it to a rolling boil. So now, because I'm using green peppers, the pepper jelly is going to be pretty green. When you use colorful peppers, it's a pretty orange. I got a big old piece of pepper in here. It is a pretty orange, yellow, you have speckles of red in there. So this pepper jelly is going to look a little different than what you might seen, but again, it's all dependent on the color of your peppers. So we're going to kind of keep stirring this. Once it becomes to a rolling boil, got another big old pepper in there. We're going to let it boil for 1 full minute, and then we will be ready to fill those jars already. I'm going to get my towel ready on the other side here so that I can set my hot jars on the towel. All right, we've reached a rolling boil, so we're going to let it go for a minute. Start the timer. All right, there we have it. Go ahead and shut this off. And we're going to take this over to the other side. All right, Matthew, I'm going to be getting this stuff out. It's going to be really, really hot, so I need you to kind of move away, please. All right, so we got the jars out of the oven. We're going to go ahead and fill. You want 1/4 inch of head space. Now there is foam on top, so if you wanted to, you could always skim off some of the foam. All right, I got 6 pints. Not pints, half pints. We're going to go ahead and do our debubbling. Though there's not really much.
I get more syrup because I'm bigger.
Can you please get down?
How hot is it?
Very hot. We're going to wipe the rims off.
Because I see, because it's bubbling.
Just like we do with all the canning. Water, vinegar, just anything to make sure that there's nothing on there to prevent it from sealing. You guys are awfully loud.
Big guy.
I've washed all the lids to put them on. You no longer have to keep them hot, which is still very difficult for me to learn. Fingertip tight. Shh. I kind of use just one hand here to tighten it, then I know it's fingertip tight. Ooh, that jar's a mess. Clean it off a little bit there. All right, so we're gonna put these in the water bath canner for 10 minutes. Actually, I have to make sure that it's right. After it comes up to a boil, it has to come up to a boil first. All right, we got these in here. We have to make sure there's at least 1 inch of head space, and there is. Perfect. It's not quite up to a boil yet, so we're gonna let it. I'm gonna put the cover on it. Helps it bring it to a boil a little bit quicker. And then once it actually gets to the boil, then we can start the timer. And that took me 20 minutes. Maybe even less than that. So obviously when you're cutting up the peppers and doing it ahead of time, it takes time to do that. But when you go to make the pepper jelly, oh my goodness, it's so much quicker. Besides now the processing time, I can go make sure that my son is ready for soccer. I can get ready to go. We can grab all of the snacks and stuff that we need while it's processing, and we are good to go. So super quick and easy, and it's great using your frozen peppers. So I'll see you back here in a little bit when it is done processing. All right, 10 minutes. Yummy green pepper jelly.
Oh, that looks disgusting.
Andrew. Oh, words from a kid's mouth.
It looks like a pickle.
Looks like a pickle.
Jar.
Well, it's green. We don't have the pretty colors because we didn't use the red and yellow and orange peppers. We just used green peppers,
And
but
blue.
it's going to be so good over some cream cheese with some crackers.
Ew.
All right, there you have it. There is our green pepper jelly from our frozen peppers that we chopped up finely and just kind of took them out, let them thaw a little bit, got them in the pot. That was less than about a half an hour, I would say, from getting it, from getting it into the pot to making it to water bath canning it. I'm in time for leaving for my son's game with another 15 minutes to spare. So maybe, I don't know time. I didn't actually know. But anyway, very, very quick. So, and it's going to be delicious. All right, so if you liked this video, please like and subscribe to the page so you can see all of the other easy preserving that I do with all the stuff from our garden. We'll see you next time.